Hello friends, it's Lindsay. So I have a shop update video for you. I'm kind of combining 3 different videos into one because they're all relatively short and I just think it'll be easier for you to see it all in one. I have 2 new books that are added to my shop. I have a few Christmas items added to my shop and then the new kit for November added to my shop. And before I get into that, I'm just going to update all of you quickly so you know how my workflow is going. About a month ago, I had 100 open orders and I was extremely overwhelmed. So I kind of put a pause in September on adding a lot of new things to my shop. I did add books, but those are really easy. I haven't really been adding a lot of handmade stuff because I have just been working my butt off getting those orders caught up so that I don't ever have late orders anymore. That is my goal. So I just wanted to update you. I have only I have about 30-ish. Around 30, low 30s-ish open orders. So I have knocked out an incredible number of orders, and I'm going to still keep the brakes on in October. I'm not going to add a terrible lot of things just so that I can get the rest of those caught up so that by the beginning of November we will have a very smooth workflow and you'll know when to expect your items by and you will get them on or before those dates. All right, enough talking. So I'm going to show you the 2 books that I am adding to my shop, that are in my shop. So there is a child's book of prayer and art, and I really thought that you guys would love this when I saw it because these pages are incredible. And since we're dealing with junk journals and we really like art and artists, there are beautiful images and they all kind of have to do with prayer. So they're great for vintage journals and faith journals and just, I mean, this is on learning. It's not all exactly prayer. There's forgiveness, choosing heaven, true happiness, just really amazing vintage like paintings and things like that. So I just thought that you guys would really like that one. And then I also picked this one up for you. I thought was stinking cute. My first baking book. And what I love about this book is there's a lot of pages. There's over 140 pages, and it all has these adorable little recipe pages for children, and then this cute little bear that shows up all over the place. And I just really thought that you guys would love this, and it would be great for baking journals and just really any journals in general. There's a lot of pages in here. So those are the 2 books. You can check those out in my shop under the section used books. And then, whoops, this is a kit. So we'll get to that in a minute. But these are the new Christmas items that I have added to my shop. And the reason why I added these is I have a listing right now called Vintage Christmas Postcards, and I was not happy with how they were coming out. They were just printed on white cardstock. There was stitching. I didn't even really like half the images, so I have totally revamped this listing and I made it more like my vintage mushroom journal cards or my butterfly or purple floral journal cards. They're all extremely good sellers, and so they are 16 instead of 12, 16 different images, and some are the same, but there's a lot of new ones. And then the stitching, some of them have a little cross stitch and then a straight stitch, and some just have straight stitches. And so this will be a new item in my shop. These are all vintage images from postcards, and these are all the different ones that I chose. The color of and exactly how the stitching is placed will vary. I can't even tell you how many. I would have to look up how many purple botanical ones I've sold. I have sold so many of those. So sometimes I do little variations. This is one of my favorite ones, Compliments of Santa Claus. Really adorable, Victorian, cute little children. Okay, and then what makes it really awesome is half of them have red red dyed paper, and half have green dyed paper. And it's more of a pink and a light green, but it's still a red and green. And I dyed these myself, and so I thought that that would be really, really amazing to offer a new coffee dyed bundle in my shop for Christmas. And it'll have a piece of eyelet lace clipped around it to hold it, but there will be 5 green and 5 red, or light green and light red. What's amazing is you can use these in your Christmas journals, but you can also use them in any other journal because it's pretty much a pink and a light green. So they're also good for nature journals, and then all of the sweet like shabby chic and stuff like that. But these are now in my shop, and I just love how they came out. They're so amazing. There's no coffee used in it. It's actually the green is the Lucky Clover re-inker for the distress stain, and the pink is a glimmer mist, and it might change slightly as I do the batches, depending upon how many I order, but that's kind of how many are ordered. All right, now let's get into the main part of this, and this is the November Junk Journal With Me project. And I am doing something a little bit different. Instead of having a theme, I am just doing a style. So everybody's kit is going to be completely unique and different. It will have the same basic number of items, but it will be completely unique and different, kind of like just a hodgepodge. I'm calling it hodgepodge. So just a hodgepodge of stuff. This is what mine will look like, but yours could really be anything. It will have a vintage-ish vibe. But you will get a cover, so and it'll be plain, that way we can decorate it however we like, but you'll get a cardstock cover. And then normally I do 60 pages in a cardstock cover, but we're going to make it chunky, and we're going to do 80 pages. So for those of you who are the chunky lovers, this kit is for you. So there are 20 pages. When you fold them in half, it makes 80. For me, this is what is going to be in my kit, and it'll be different for yours, but I have some floral and bird images. These are from Country at Heart 2008. And then I have some lined children's writing paper, and then there's book pages. So I have a cooking book page. This is from Nursery Finger Plays. I have a old 1950s children's dictionary page. I have a houseplants page and a vintage music page as well. And then I have a lined page, and then a craft paper page, and then there'll be 10 coffee dyed pages. And I'm not 100%, there will be 20 different pages, but the ratio may vary. You may get 8 coffee dyed and a couple extra book pages. You might get a couple extra patterned, and a few. It's going to vary because each one is going to be completely unique and different. We're just going to be making the same style of journal together, the same size and stuff like that. And so I'm going to address issues about adding more papers into a cover, about decorating a solid cover. Again, you'll get to see me assemble the signature, and then you will get a whole bunch of goodies. So you will get 20 pieces, 20-ish, or maybe, give or take a couple, but 20-ish bigger pieces that don't fit in one of my Ziploc bags, but they could be book pages, die-cut tickets, could be doilies, could be greeting cards, could be parts of book pages, could be prints, Project Life cards, could be baggies, sticky notes, game cards, vintage Rolodex cards. This is from Joanne Hull. You might get little pieces from other shops. You might get index cards. This is a stamped index card. Book page pieces while you were out, an envelope, journal cards, 6x6 page. So you're just going to get 20, I think it's 20 for 6, yeah, 20-ish different background pieces and elements and different things like that will be unique. Then you will get a baggie with 20 pieces of smaller ephemera. And these are going to vary. I'll show you what mine are, but here I have a die-cut button. I have a ticket from Victoria Designs. I have a little Tim Holtz almanac. I have a little ice coupon. This is from my Tickled Pink collection. Punch outs, more Tim Holtz. This is a tag I made. Little blueprint tag, a little Tim Holtz person, a die cut, a little mini book page, little labels and tags and cutouts from books. These are just smaller versions. This is from my yellow floral ephemera kit. Smaller versions of the big set of 20. So each one will be entirely unique and different. And as you can see, there's no theme to this journal, just junk and fun. Not junk in the literal sense of the word. Then you will get 20 different like flower floral pieces. These could be leaves, flowers, paper, fabric. As you can see, the whole there, I have a book page flower in here, I have a leaf, I have a little white rose. There's all different ones in here. So you're going to get 10 different flowers or leaves. Then you will get 10 different pieces of lace and trim, and they're going to vary in their length as well. As you can see here, I have one that has a tassel that's extremely short, but then there are shorter and longer pieces. Here's a piece of sari fabric in there. So these are just the ones that I will be working with, but if you've seen enough of my kit videos, you know what I work with is extremely similar to what I send out. So yours will have the same amount. Oh. And then got 10 pieces of scrap fabrics that we will be doing different things with, all different kinds and sizes of little scrap fabrics that we're going to be using throughout the journal. And then there's going to be 10 pieces of wallpaper, and they're various sizes, but they're all going to fit into one of these snack baggies because we're going to be using them within the journal, but these are the ones I'm working with. But 10 pieces of wallpaper, and then inside of this bag we have a whole bunch of little goodies. So there's about like 10 buttons, 10 paper clips, 10 beads, charms, and then some little, what are those called? The flat back sticker rhinestones. Just all sorts of different little pieces. So there's like, oh gosh, 10, 20, 30, it's like 45 pieces in here. So this is a big kit. You have like 10, 20, 30, 40, 60, 80, 125 pieces, 125 different pieces, plus all of the papers. So you have 10 and 11. So it's like 136 pieces. About 130, I'll say 130 plus pieces. So I am so excited to be putting this journal together. My boys are whining and falling apart, so I'm gonna go, but I hope that you'll check out my shop. I hope you'll make these purchases and comment below what you think the junk journal project should be for December. Should we do winter, or should we already be looking into the spring, or do something totally different?